Hello everybody, I'm back with another video. This one is Selenium using Python. What we'll do is I have a table. I want to be able to find an element dynamically with text and click on a corresponding element in that same row in that table. So if that doesn't make sense, it's got 3 rows. I want to be able to pick a row using text from this column and say I want to look for the word development because that's unique of the 3. So I want to say I want to be able to look for development. I want to be able to pick that row and click on the element for the salary value of 150,000 like it's here. So in other words, using text, pick the row I want to target and click on another element from that row. So what we'll be doing in this example is we'll be finding dynamically, we'll change the text of the script to one of the 3 columns that's unique to one of the 3 columns. Well, it doesn't have to be unique, it'll pick the first match. So if you pick unique, you get the accurate result, and we'll be printing the value of the corresponding salary. So let's get started. I'll show you what dependencies you have. So I'm on a Windows machine and I've got Python here, and it's Python 3.7, so that's what we'll be using. So this script is available for download on GitHub. It's just here. I'll include the link to this script in the description, and you can download and use it if you like. You might have to make some simple modifications. So going back, or I can show you so this is the table we'll be working with, and that's the script we'll be using. They're both here. And the next thing is I have Python 3.7 installed. You have to also install pip and do pip install Selenium, because that's the only dependency. It should say that it's already installed, the requirements satisfied. But you might have to do this before this will work. So 2 dependencies, install Python 3 and install Selenium. Alright, let's get started. First off, I'm importing Selenium, and from Selenium we're importing a WebDriver, which is basically your browser instance. I'm using Chrome browser, and I've got a Chrome driver.exe that's already there in place. If you want to download Chrome browser, and if you go to this repository, I've got 3 browsers, I think, 2 browsers, Chrome and Gecko driver. But if you want to get like IE driver, you could just Google and find it, because it's very straightforward. It's a simple zip download and extraction, so I won't go through that in this video. We'll go back to the table and come back here. Now I'm getting the URL, so this launches the browser. You'll be able to see when I run the script. We'll be running it from command line here, so you could add it to your CI or continuous testing server to do this automatically. Anywho, moving on. So I want to make sure that the page is the right one. So if you look at the title, it's got simple HTML element. So I want to make sure that simple HTML exists in the title of the browser. I want to look for, this will be changing to a couple of them, and then we'll have a look. This line I can comment out because I'm not using it anymore. So what I'm doing is I'm getting all the rows using find elements by XPath, and that's the XPath. So let me show you that. So if I do this element and inspect, it will show you that this element's sitting in @BOC. That's the class that I'm targeting, which is basically the div ID for the overarching table. So how it's targeting is it's finding @BOC, which is the ID, and then I'm going all the way through. You could use to target table, you could use relative XPath like so, because they'll both work. They're just different type of XPath. And then I'm just printing the length of well, how many rows have we got, and I'm just printing the rows themselves, so you'll be able to see them. So I'm also printing the internal HTML text, inner HTML text, and the ID where that element is, so you'll be able to see this as well. Now this is where the magic happens. I'm capturing the ID. I'm looking for what I've got in search for, converting that to lowercase, and then I'm comparing the item or the, so this is a list, rows is a list, so within that list I'm getting the single item in the list and capturing the internal HTML and converting it to Lua, and I'm saying find this text or find quality in the inner HTML of each of the items and pick the one that where there's a match and assign it to a variable called interested in. And I'm doing an ID -1 because you'll see when I print it, because the ID started 0 because I'm using enumerate. ID started 0, and there's a header row that is extra in this table. It's getting the table row, so the first row in the table is a header. Okay, this one. So it's got an extra header row, so that's why I'm doing a -1. But I'll show you when I run the script. So now that's where it captures the ID of the item that I'm interested in. And now I'm just doing the main column is, again, I'm trying to get the get all the elements by XPath, but here especially I've got up to TR, so I'm getting table data 3 because table data 3 is the element that I'm interested in. So that's table data 1, 2, and 3. That's table data 3. Salary. So in this example, I'll be printing the salary based on the text that we match. So now this also prints all of the elements. So I'm saying here, again, using enumerate in the main column, and I'm printing what salary exists at what position. So it should print something like column has element like the salary amount at position and the ID. So and then finally, whenever the ID is equal to the interested in ID, so it'll say we need that element, and then it just closes and quits the browser. So let's get started. I'm just going to save this, and I think I've got it in the right place, so there it is. So I'm just going to do // and that's the one. That's the name of the script, table row.py. So I'll minimize that, and this should bring up a browser instance. So I'll make it slimmer. Alright, something is wrong. Okay, I don't have the Chrome driver, so let me copy it. Alright, now there's one other thing. The Chrome driver version you download should be same as the Chrome version that you have. So let me just do Chrome driver.exe minus version. Okay, that's 75. And if I go to help about, that should be 75 too. It should match, otherwise you get an error that you've got an incompatible version running or something to that effect. So if that happens, make sure you download the right version of Chrome driver. So let's minimize this. Let's go back and try again. So that's the browser launching. I want to look at the console log because that's what I'm interested in more. So we see what happened. So in the table, I'll put the table on the side here. I can close the developer tools on the left, this one on the right. So quality assurance engineer is making 50,000 plus. So if I go into here and change that to dev, right? And I've changed the setting to auto, which is position number 1 here. And yeah, it prints we need 120,000. If you look at the table, that's 120,000 for auto. So if I do dev, here, save, go back in, run it, and it should print we need something else, whatever the value of the salary amount was. So okay, so we need 150,000. So this script works, and why would anyone want to print? Well, I'm printing because I can't click on this link here, but if you can, so that's just printing the HTML, but item is the web element. So the main column is getting elements by XPath. All those elements are in this list. Now this is a list of web elements, and you will be able to click on a web element, not on like a HTML text or something. So instead of a print statement here, you could have item.click. So you'd say item.click, and that should be your click event triggering by clicking on that web element. So that's the use case. So let me just go back here. So by targeting an element with the text in its value, you could pick any column. Like you could check what. Okay, well, let's do that. So let's get this because manual is different. So what I need to do is I need to change this to number 2, and I need to come down here and change this back to quality so I can get the last one, which is manual, because the other two are automation, right? So yeah, you got to change that as a value, and you got to change the column that you're targeting, and just run the script, and it'll work every time. So it should print we need manual. You can get rid of the print statements, so it only tells you when there is a match. Alright, so it printed manual. So let's change this value to dev. I could have any, like I can do dev, and it'll still work because it's comparing both lowercase values of the inner HTML of the element, and there we go. It says we need automation. So that's how you find an element based on its text value and click on a subsequent event, or target to do something with a subsequent element. Sorry, I said event. So that's all in this video. Do subscribe and like if you like the video. If you want more, please comment, and I'm happy to make some videos and upload them for you. So it was good to spend some time with you. I will talk to you guys again soon. Good day.